Hello, welcome back to another live stream. My name is Christian Golick. I'm a video content producer, and in today's video, I will be breaking down probably one of the biggest mysteries of all time in the video world: pricing. Pricing video production. A lot of businesses, a lot of people are just like, I want to do a video. What does it cost? What goes into it? I'm going to be breaking that all down today. And I have a bit of a story to kind of start this off. So, back in the day, back in the day, uh, when I worked my 9 to 5 job at a video production company, it was a TV commercial gig. I was a commercial producer, and part of my responsibilities were to, write up concepts, make budgets, present them to my video team, and we, bring them to life, make the commercials. And in one of the meetings that I had with my colleagues, my one buddy said, you know, we charge too little. Like our prices are just too low. And that's not like a reflection on me since I made the budget. I'm just going off of the company set hourly rate, which the hourly rate at the company, the hourly rate per person was $100 per hour. So $100 per hour per person for an entire project. And I thought he was kind of crazy. I was like, "No, what? No, $100 an hour. That's good money." And I found out that I was wrong. 4 years later, he here we are, and he was right. So I want to talk about why he was right, and more importantly, like what goes into making a video, what goes into hiring a video production company, and what does it cost? So I want to break this down into what all is like involved when you hire a video production company. And a video production company is going to handle it all for you. So the three biggest areas that a video is broken down into in making a video is pre-production, production, and post-production. I know it's very hard to remember. So the pre-production is everything that happens before the shoot day, production. The shoot day, everything that happens before that is pre-production. So that means meetings, scripting, ideas, brainstorming, location scouting, finding talent, everything under the sun. Everything that gets planned for before the shoot day is pre-production, which is pretty important because we want to have an idea of like, what are we doing? What are we making for this company, this client? That's all pre-production. Production is actually being on set. And that the key areas of production, I mean, we can go really, really in depth on every single aspect, but the key parts of production, in terms of cost, are the equipment that we're using, the location, because if we're not shooting, most of the time we have to pay for the location that we're at, like rent the location, because most office buildings don't look that exciting. They look like office buildings. So it's nice to get a really sharp and aesthetically pleasing location. That costs money. So equipment, location, and crew. Now the crew, again, there could be dozens and dozens and dozens of crew members, but we're going to just talk about kind of the core 4 or 5 people. So you have the director producer, and they are the ones really involved in the pre-production, understanding the scope of the project, understanding the creative concepts in the project, and translating that on set. They are directing the actors or the talent on screen. They are communicating with the client. They are communicating with the camera operator, person number two, which is usually me. They're communicating with the camera operator so that all of the shots, all of the visuals meet the vision of the client. So the producer, the camera operator or director of photography, and then there is the lighting grip gaffer, which they are responsible for lighting the scene. That is extremely important and kind of a telltale sign of like a lower end production company. If they don't have a lighting gaffer, it's just like it's not even a cherry on top. It's more it has more substance than cherry on top. It's important, but people also overlook it, unfortunately. That is a huge way to improve the quality of your commercial or video that you're making. So the lighting, the gaffer, the lighting guy or girl. So gaffer, camera operator, director, producer. I would say the production assistant, which is kind of just hands on set to help everything move smoothly. They don't necessarily have one specific job, but just to keep everything moving nicely. So production assistant, hair and makeup, not just for the ladies. Gentlemen, you need to look good on camera too. This video is going to be seen by a lot of people. You want hair and makeup. So that very condensedly is production. And then there's post-production, which is the editor and really the computer that they edit on. And now the computer is not exactly just your everyday laptop. It's I always make this comparison of when you want a Mac, like you look at the brand new Macs that come out, at the beginning of the year, and you're like, wow, oh man, I would really love that Mac, but like the price is just like a little. Yeah, we have to get like maybe not top end, but like not close to the bottom. Like we have to, our starting point for computers as editors are like $2,500 to $3,000, give or take. So so that's always fun. Comparison with the Macs and whatnot. But so you have your expensive Macs. You could do PC as well, but I'm a Mac fan. A lot of people are Mac fans, Apple fans. So your computer, the editor, the software that you use, the professional software that you use, the music licensing, because you can't just use any music. So you can't use any music in your video. The production company is going to provide a music library that you can use of licensed music. The production company pays for that, and the client who pays the production company gets to use that music. So those are kind of the four things involved in post-production. So pre-production, production, post-production, all of the things in between, all of the different positions and equipment needed and software and planning and all that goes into one video. So now I do want to talk about the fixed costs of production, the non-negotiables, the things that regardless of what the concept is or the length of the video or whatever, this these costs cannot be adjusted. They can't be discounted. They're what they are. And that mainly has to do with the equipment used for the shoot, the computer, the editing machine, the software subscriptions, the music license. Regardless of what the project is, you are going to be editing it on the computer. You are going to be using the software. You're going to be licensing music. You're going to need a camera to make the commercial. All of those prices, all the cost of that equipment factored down into one day uses, breaks down into a cost that the production company bills the client, because the client is getting one day or multiple days, depending on the shoot on the project. Could be multiple shoot days, multiple edit days, but we'll just use a one shoot, one edit day example. The client is getting one day's value out of the production equipment, which my equipment all boiled down into one day use that I use. Like I use every single piece of equipment on each shoot. Boiled down is about $1,200 worth of value. And I actually just posted a LinkedIn video a couple days ago with a more intensive breakdown. So go check that out on LinkedIn, on my personal page, Christian Golick. But yeah, $1,200 for the equipment valued at one day. And on the post-production end, it is significantly less, just because you need one computer, one screen, one set of software stuff. So that is valued at $120 a day. So all in all, about $1,300, $1,320 for a one day project. And then other costs that are fixed, but at the same time not necessary at times, would be location and talent. If we don't need to rent a location, we don't need to pay that. And if we don't need to rent talent, that sounds weird, but if we don't need to hire talent, actors and actresses on camera, then we don't need to pay that either. But regardless, those are, if we do need those things, those are fixed costs. So the costs that I just outlined have nothing to do with myself, my crew, the production company, like the service that we will provide, our expertise. That doesn't include any of that. So like $1,200, if you paid me $1,200, you would only get my gear, not me. And I'm not advertising that also. You can't rent my gear for $1,200. That's just for the sake of this example. So $1,200 just for the gear. The costs of the service, that breaks down a little bit more. And I'm going to show you in a chart here, a little Excel spreadsheet that I use as a general reference. I don't use this verbatim. This is just for reference, but I am going to hop on over to the spreadsheet in a little bit to break down the costs of the key players, like the producer, the director of photography, the editor, and then also some not so key players, but very important, the lighting, the production assistants, hair and makeup, and whatnot. So let's transition on over there. So we're going to be doing a one-day shoot as this example. So I have a pretty basic spreadsheet here, doing some quick calculations. We have a price per day, a quantity, and a total. And actually, I want to make a quick note before we dive into this. Day rates are the main way of doing things. Hourly rates are just not feasible, and there's a good reason why. A good production company will intentionally craft your videos so that you get exactly what you want. That means putting in 100% of their attention and hard work into your project. The idea of just showing up and shooting a quick 2-hour video, shooting for 2 hours to make a little video, that it's just not on the table. It is not on the table because that encourages lower budgets, quicker shoots, sloppier work, and that is just not in the best interest for the clients that we work with. So no, hourly rates are just not even on the table. Quality over quantity, quality over discounts. So we just do full day rates, occasionally half day rates, but those are under special circumstances. So let's hop back into the spreadsheet. So we have in our list here, in our spreadsheet, we have our producer. And on average, a producer makes about $500 a day. Again, I don't use this verbatim, but it's a good starting point. So $500 a day on average. For a 1-day shoot, the producer is going to be working at least 3 days. This might be a little low. The producer is in charge of overseeing the entire vision of the project. So that means working before the shoot day, on the shoot day, and even after the shoot day with the editor. So 3 is actually pretty conservative, but we'll use 3 for this example. So, $500 for 3 days, that is $1,500. For the producer during pre-production, well, this actually creeps into production as well, but the producer is doing a lot of the heavy lifting during pre-production. So during production, this is for myself, the director of photography, the camera operator. A full day rate for me is $750 for 1 day because I'm just on set for 1 day, and that is $750. Under special circumstances, will I do a half day? But it's not typical. And for special productions that we need additional equipment, we can rent additional equipment. So this could be any number. So $450 is kind of just a placeholder, and it's not being taken into consideration. The equipment value is that $1,200, like I said before, and this does factor in some prep before the shoot. So you C0, that's just for the calculation here. But if we wanted a 2-day shoot, it would not be double $1,200. It would actually only be $2,000 as opposed to $2,400 because of the prep, and that is reflected in that little equation there in Google Sheets. So for 1 day of production, $1,200 for equipment value. The editor, I do have the equipment factored into the editor just because it's pretty consistent. So the editor's rate plus the equipment is $1,250 for 1 day. And then you hire in some extras. For this example, we don't need any talent, but we do need a location to shoot some interviews of the CEO, let's just say. So we need a beautiful location. We don't need talent. So that's factored in. Location, I mean, again, $500 is an average. Sometimes it's cheaper, sometimes it's more expensive. It really depends on the size of the venue. And I want 2 grips with me because we're going to really make the lighting look nice and make sure everything is properly maintained. And it's actually a smaller venue. It's a smaller venue, so we don't need any production assistance. And that comes to a total of $5,800 for a 1-day shoot. Now, this is a production company breakdown. This is a production company rate. $5,800 for a 1-day shoot. You might think, well, what do I get out? What do I get out of all of that? And it depends on what is discussed during the meetings, but that is going to get you a very nice, use it right out of the box video that you can attract more customers, convert customers, whatever you want to use it for. Again, that'll all be discussed in pre-production. But that $5,800 is going to get you, for lack of a better term, everything you would need. Now, if you're saying to yourself, I don't have $5,800 to put into a video, well, that's perfectly okay. Production companies like this, we work best with larger companies that have, dedicated marketing budgets that are, a couple tens of thousands of dollars per month, where we are not the only advertising revenue for them. They have, ad dollars in all sorts of different avenues, and we're just one of them. For smaller businesses that don't have that kind of ad spend per month, or that marketing spend per month, that's when you can go to one of 2 routes. You can hire a videographer. Now there's a difference. Production company, videographer. The production company is the all-in-one. The videographer is one person who will bring a camera, hopefully some microphones and some lights and whatnot, and they'll just, kind of show up and shoot, and they'll do some editing and kind of just do their thing. They'll do their thing, but it's not going to be as intentionally crafted like a production company would handle your video. So a videographer is going to be more affordable, but with that, you're going to have to also pick up the slack, essentially, especially as the client. If I'm the client, if I'm a business owner and I hire a videographer, yes, they're going to shoot the video, but I need to plan the video. I need to make sure that the locations are right. I need to make sure that I hire actors if I need to hire actors. I need to do a lot more that a producer would do. So myself as the client, as the business owner, I would be taking the role of producer to make this video come to life. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. It's certainly more work. But at the same time, kind of know your skill sets. Planning a video, a professional looking video, it could be a little difficult. It can get very chaotic very, very quickly, and I've seen it many times, especially working with my producer. I see what she handles and whatnot, and it can get to be a lot. So just know that if you do the videographer route, you're going to have to take on a lot of that workload. And if you take on that workload, then that takes you away from running your business and doing your job. So there are pros and cons with that. If you say, well, I want to do a lot of video, I certainly can't afford to hire a production company for all of that. I don't necessarily want to work with a videographer because like I want to do multiple videos a day or multiple videos a week. What can I do then? Well, we have we all most of us all have incredible cameras in our pockets. I feel like at this point it's a little bit of a generic uh, response, but it's true that our phones are so good at video. They are so good to bring it up a notch, to add that professional sheen to to an iPhone video or a smartphone video. There are a few things that you can use, like a tripod, a microphone, a light. You add that onto your camera, your phone, you're going to have a great looking image, great sounding image. It's going to be lit well. It's not going to be shaky and jittery because you have that tripod. You can make a lot of great video content of yourself or maybe another employee, like a marketing person or social media manager. You can make a lot of video content all with your phone, post it right away to Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, whatever, and you can make as much as you want because you're not hiring anybody. And really, once you spend the money, which you would otherwise spend with a videographer, you can make all the video content you want. You own the tripod, the mic, the light, you own it all, and you can just kind of build up your video content. And when the time comes, when you say, okay, we have a lot of great social media content, people are engaging with it, we're getting a lot of uh, inquiries, we're getting leads, but we're not converting, that's when it might be time to say, you know what, let's bring in a production company. Let's make a very intentionally crafted video designed to convert those leads. Let's bring them in, and then we'll get a very good video on our sales page or our landing page. And that's where you bridge the gap between DIY video and professional video. It all depends on where you are in your business. There are solutions for brand new businesses. There are solutions for small businesses that do have some monthly marketing budgets. There are options. And it's really all within your hands. It of course depends on your budget, but like I said, there are options for all budgets. So I do want to say real quick, if you are in that camp of, I want to make a lot of video content, I want to do things a little more DIY, well, I do actually have some recommendations. Of course, your phone. You can use Android. I'm an Apple fan, but so I have an iPhone, but doesn't matter what phone you use. You use your phone, and then I have a list of my favorite camera gear for your phone, a good tripod, an excellent mic, a nice light. I have all of that on a list that you can actually pick up for free. If you go to christiangolic.com/survival pack, it's the video survival pack where you just bootstrap it and use your phone and everything. christiangolic.com/survival pack will get you all of the gear you need for free. Well, the list is free. You have to buy the gear from Amazon, but you know. So, just to recap a little bit, the pricing, of course, varies. You have your production company that can handle pretty much anything you throw at them. They're going to handle it all for you. That, of course, is a premium service. You could go middle of the road with a videographer, where they shoot the video, but you do a lot of the producing work. And then you have Complete DIY, which is, you know, next to free, where you shoot the videos yourself and you build up that online presence until it's time to invest in the production company. And yeah, if you have any other questions involved around the pricing of video production, feel free to reach out to me. You can find me on Instagram at Christian Golic, LinkedIn, like I mentioned before, Christian Golic, christiangolic.com. Everything is Christian Golic. So you can find me there, ask me some questions regarding to pricing, and I will see you all in 2 weeks. Take care, everybody.